Hey everyone, Geeky here for more Sims 4 shenanigans. I guess that's a good word. Let's do that. Shenanigans. Sims 4 shenanigans. Last we left off, Miko was visiting. Miko was visiting her daughter. Adriana was getting ready to take advantage of that fact by going to bed, so that way she can get sleep while Miko babysits. Although technically she didn't ask her to babysit. I'm just assuming she'll babysit while Adriana sleeps. Right, Miko? That sound good? That sounds good. Yeah, let's do that. So I've been playing around with the idea of possibly randomizing the generations. Right now they're in order of when the movies came out, because that was just easiest for me. And I'd already spent an absurd amount of time making the list. I was like, once it was done, I was like, I'm not going to sit there and try to figure out like what order this is best done in. Except for, of course, the 101 Dalmatians Anita generation. That is just at the bottom because I didn't want to renumber everything. I'll probably go back and renumber everything and put it in the correct spot at some point, but right now it's just at the bottom because I didn't want to deal with that. My reason for randomizing is I thought it would bring a little bit more to it, and it would also mean that I would then go and play generations that might not get played anytime soon. I wouldn't have to renumber it. It wouldn't matter that the 101 Dalmatians generations way at the end, because who knows when I'm going to get it. The reason I've been leaning toward not doing it is because of the fact that there are a couple generations where it's necessary for other generations to come before them. So, for example, the Alice in Wonderland generation, she's the one who gets to Sixam, I guess is how it's pronounced. I'm not 100% sure. Sixam. It's Max is spelled backwards because why the fuck not, I guess. And it's where all the aliens are. You have to do certain careers or build a rocket to get to it. And I kind of need that generation before other generations, because there's a couple generations where the Sims are supposed to marry aliens. Like the Princess and the Frog, Tiana generation is supposed to marry a green alien, and I believe Beauty and the Beast, the Beauty is supposed to marry a alien, and that will be, from what I understand, because I've not done much with aliens in this game, is that there are aliens in the Sims world right now, maybe, I think. But they're disguised. They can disguise themselves in this game. And I have a mod that basically controls like freaking everything. So I could technically just go and make the mod what? Okay, that was weird. Nobody was moving. I was like super freaked out. I thought for sure something was going to happen. Something bad had happened. What? Wait, what? Why did her energy just go down? Wait, what the fuck, Nuggets? What the... Alright, slight technical difficulties. That's annoying as hell. Okay, we're just... I can't remember if Managed World saves or not, so we're gonna exit to main menu. We're not going to save because I don't know what happened there, but that was bullshit. All right, let's try this again, guys. So the Alice in Wonderland needs to open up Sixam for those generations, because that's a for sure way I can get it instead of trying to figure out, oh, holy shit, where the hell are the damn aliens? I'll know. So that's that. I probably should start this over, but I'm not going to do that. It's not happening because all we missed is sleeping anyways, and it was just me describing stuff, and that's fine anyways, so... Let's try this again, you jackasses. I thought it wasn't working right. Like, this time wasn't doing correct things, but I didn't realize it would be that messed up. There's also the other things. There's, I think there's 2 generations where they live in the city. And they're very... It would just so happen that those are the 2 generations that would work best for the city. They're right after each other. It's, Bye, Miko. I can't remember which ones they are. But moving out of the city is like a thing too. So those generations have to be done in order. Oops. The baby's crying. So those generations have to be done in order too. So if I did, you know, so if I got one of those, I would have to do all 3 at once anyways. So I just... Can you imagine? I mean, you shush at a crying baby if they're still crying and you've done everything you can, because the shh noise is actually considered to be soothing. The theory is that it's kind of like the sound your blood makes as it's going through your body, and thus it's a sound the baby's familiar with because the baby grew up hearing the shh sound. So in case anyone ever saw a parent shing a baby. And it's like, that's ridiculous. Why would you do that? Maybe they're not just being a bitch. Maybe they're honestly, they might just be trying to do the shh noise to get the, to soothe the baby. It was something I didn't learn until I had a baby. So, random baby factoid of the day. I really like when the baby gets upset first thing for a diaper, because then I just have a system where this is honestly how having a baby works too. If you just develop a system where you like change a diaper and then you feed and then you do everything else, it's just super easy if you can just do it all at once. So I like to do that in The Sims as well. Take a vacation. We're not going to take a vacation day. We desperately need money. Hey, you. No, stop. Stop. I don't know what you're going to go eat, but I know it's probably going to be something stupid and unacceptable. I have opinions about your ability to do this sort of thing. This is always something stupid. But yeah, so that would be 3. Those would have to be 3 in 1, because I think it's... Man, I don't remember what they are. There's one generation moves to the city. Then there's another generation that just does a bunch of city stuff that I really wanted to have one generation wanted to have a generation do. Maybe I moved those generations out of order to make it work. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I made the list. So, I mean, I have a link down in the description, so you can go there if you really want to check it out and see what I mean. But if you guys do have an opinion, though, on if you'd like to see it randomized, so, you know, who's next. I do have to roll before the whatever sim it is starts having kids, because most of the generations have traits or aspirations that need to be done, or a couple of them have siblings that live with them, and sometimes the siblings have to have specific traits. So I would have to do it. So like, if I were going to randomize hers, I would do it before Rebecca becomes a child, and thus I have to get her aspiration and her traits figured out. But yeah, so if you have any opinions on it, if you'd rather see it randomized, or if you just want it in my BS, this is the easiest thing for me to do order, that's fine. If you want to see one next, I can also always move that up. Like I said, I'm not really beholden to the exact order I have the list in, except for in a few very rare cases. Okay, okay. So what do we get? She needs money. I don't have a ton of money. She doesn't have a ton of money seeking stuff around the house. I think you can write a book. Research pickup lines. Yeah. All right. Troll the forums. Awesome. Yeah, right. We could write a book. You know, children's, for kids. But I think what I'm going to do instead is we're going to try to get her job to pay her more and go ahead and work on some stuff. Oh, we still need to do the daily thing, and that would be good to test out and see if that daily carries over into Sunday, which Sunday is when I have to do her wishing well, and I don't know how that's going to go, so... Plus, I believe you can't bring infants with you, so I guess the infant's going to get dropped off at, like, daycare or something. I don't know. Let's see. So let's have you play a game. And I hated watching the sports, and I wasn't even, like, really watching it, so let's have her play Sims. There's my daughter trying to escape her bedroom. Despite the fact that she's supposed to be napping. Hold on, I hope you guys can't hear this. I'm gonna cover up the mic. Marceline, no! Boy, I hope you can't hear that. I might have to mute it. I don't know how to do that. I have to buy editing software. But if it was too loud, I'll have to do it. I'm not starting over. Again. Especially not since I've made it this far. Man, I remember the original Sims. It was like... I don't know. I honestly think Sims 2 is probably... I want to say the best Sims, but I want to say probably the best for ISBI, which is what I'm playing here, which, in case... I think I explained it, but I'll explain it again. It's short for I'm Surrounded by Idiots, and the idea is you only control one Sim in the whole household, and you never touch any of the other Sims, unless it's, like, in case of emergency. And then you only get, like, one in case of emergency per Sim. And so the idea is that the Sims surrounding you are pretty fucking inept, and will cause issues, and will, catch things on fire, for example. And... will catch things on fire, for example, or die constantly, or just generally make your life a living hell. Sims 2 is really, really perfect for that, like, because it had, like... Oh, I wasn't keeping a track. Oh, she's not done yet. Because it had, like, they had, like, the perfect amount of autonomy, which is to, for this sort of thing, which is to say, they could keep themselves alive, but barely. They could barely do the basic essentials. Miko, sweetie, you were just here. Thank you, but seriously, you were just here. Alright, so she's done with the gaming. So let's... I'm betting we'll need more programming, so let's work on programming. Hack, huh? Let's hack some shit. But, like, I remember... But yeah, so they were perfect amount of, like, autonomy, and they barely kept themselves alive, which meant it was usually hilarious to read about Sim stories for them. The downside was that almost everything in-game was horrible, like the hair and the furniture and blah 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 blah. And so, like, and like various other things as well. And so you had to, like, download so many mods to make, like, to get, like, cool, interesting clothes or hairstyles in, or furniture that looked nice, or basically, like, a ton of stuff. And there are various mods too, that just, like, stuff that would make sense. Like, if I remember correctly, you had to download a mod to make it so that Sims could autonomously get leftovers out of the fridge. Which, like, I mean, imagine playing an ISBI and not being able to, like, have your Sims get leftovers out of the fridge. Just stuff like that, just like common sense stuff. And like, if I remember correctly, romance was really like minimum autonomously, so you had to download like a bunch of stuff, especially if you want to do autonomous stuff. Oh, baby's up. Or, well, baby was up, baby's now crying. I guess we could do something else other than just cuddle. Silly face and talk. I actually haven't seen most of these because I just generally hire nanny service. I don't know what the difference is between hire nanny service and like sending them to daycare. I don't think daycare charges you. Maybe nanny service does. I guess we'll be experimenting at some point. Possibly tomorrow when Adriana heads to the wishing well. Does the baby do anything when this is going on? Oh. No, baby just sits there, just like a real baby. Oh, let's see, what else? You're still in good shape. What do we got over here? Make a group meal, probably at some point. Buy a toy, hopefully. I don't think I said this, but I don't remember for sure. I was going to add a kids room on before I started playing this time. But, fortunately, I don't quite have enough money to get a whole room. And as I mentioned before, I hate decorating and I hate picking out furniture. So, if I can get away with it, I'm going to do a whole fucking room. But at the moment, I'm not 100% sure yet what's going to happen. So I'm holding off in the hopes that I'll have more money and thus be able to buy a whole room. I can technically age up Rebecca, like, right away. Like, you don't have to have a baby for however long you want to. But, one, that feels cheaty. And two, it's actually worse because toddlers are... Like I said, I haven't played a ton of this, but I know enough... But I played enough that toddlers are a fucking nightmare. Which is ironic because I'd much rather have a toddler in real life than a baby because Mars was a very difficult baby. I mean, it wasn't her fault, but it just was what it was. But I'm much happier with toddler Mars than baby Mars. Yeah, but so hopefully at some point we'll buy a kid's toy in a whole room. Let's see. But yeah, so no room yet. Hopefully next time. We weren't done hacking yet. Just sitting in our pajamas hacking shit. I remember... I was gonna say, I think I've said it already. I think I've said the story already, so you probably heard it already, so I'm sorry. But I remember one simmer I read who was doing an ISBI and could not keep their pregnant spouse alive, and they managed to save them like 3 or 4 times because you can beg the Reaper for somebody's life in Sims games. And so she managed to bring them back to life like 3 or 4 times she died, but eventually she just got to the point where she literally made like this mini apartment in the house and locked the doors so no one but her controllable sim could go in, and had just like the bare necessities, so that way that like literally all this pregnant sim could do was eat, sleep, and like had like one fun activity to keep the fun up. To try to keep this sim alive. Hey, I did not know that's what hacking did. Hey, all the better. Help get that money up. But yeah, that seems like a good place to stop on having hacked ourselves into something that probably will come back and bite me in the ass. I hope you guys all had fun. This was, again, a lot of talking. Things are really going to get interesting once the baby turns into toddler. I promise you that. Toddlers in The Sims are a fucking nightmare. I don't want to get Adriana pregnant again until she can afford a bedroom for her current child, which I just feel like is common sense. But after that, we'll get started on the second of the 7 children she's supposed to have. And next time, we will also definitely be getting to Sunday, so we will have another wish at the wishing well, which, I mean, I attempted this challenge once before, and I got maybe a few sim weeks into it, and I never ever had anything good happen at the wishing wells. So I expect that this this windfall of money that I managed to get for Adriana the very first time we used the wishing well is probably all the luck she's going to get, basically her entire rest of her life. And that will be nothing but horror the entire rest of the time. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm guessing that I don't think I can bring Rebecca. I definitely can't bring Rebecca's stuck in the crib. Like, if you've noticed, like, you can't do anything with the baby except leave them in the crib. Like, you put them up and they go right back in the crib, into the bassinet, I guess. Technically it's not a crib. And so I guess that'll be giving me a chance to experiment with the nanny versus the daycare. And we'll see, like, if one costs money and one doesn't. And I'll probably use the one that costs money because, again, part of the point of these challenges is to make my life as difficult as possible. But yeah, so, before I go, let me know what you think about randomizing the challenges versus just doing them in the order I have, which is technically a random order anyways, but, or just tell me to get off my lazy ass and bump Anita from 101 Dalmatians up to where she actually belongs, which is actually fairly early in the order because it's a fairly old movie. Anyways, I hope you guys had fun. There was not much failure here. We actually did pretty good. Got some money. I promise you, there will be more in the there will be some in the future. Well, I mean, you already saw the game fucked up on me. I don't even know what the hell happened there. Anyways, I hope you guys had fun, and I will catch you next time. Bye.